Man, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and a pleasant, blessed, fantastic Friday. Welcome to each of you. And as we invite you to join the discussion, you get a chance to speak to some of the wonderful things that will be happening at the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage. We have the Chief Officer, we have the policy analyst in our studio. You want to know what's going to happen? Well, I am excited. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email Talk Today at candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Flow,
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And again, if I might say, we have some very, very not only dedicated, competent, and committed civil servants that, despite sometimes the unfounded disparaging comments that may find itself in the media, they're unfounded. You can take my word for it if you like. There are some civil servants here that they work not 24 hours a day, they work 40 hours every day. 900 days a year. And to the Chief Officer, Ms. Teresa Chanika, and Policy Analyst, Ms. Ventisha Conley, publicly thank you for being such stalwarts, for being at the helm, and for sharing your afternoon with us so we can talk about some of the wonderful things that are going to be coming as we look at, what is going to be not just a beautiful spring, summer, fall, and Christmas, and 40-40, not just 2020. So,
thank you so much for having us with you today. Good afternoon to your listening audience. It's always a pleasure for us to be here and to be able to share what our ministry is doing. The Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage definitely have quite a bit on its plate. We're a relatively new ministry in terms of the structure, and we have been looking at how we can truly enhance these three subject areas, and culture and heritage we feel are one of those areas that have not gotten necessarily the attention that it really deserve. And this is one of the key important areas for us to be able to continue to develop and ensure that the people in our community is working along with us, because there's just so much information, there's so much knowledge that we're hoping to be able to not only have now to share with the persons of today, but our future generations as well. So we're quite excited. You speak about us, working long hours, but truly we love what we do. And a lot of what we do is so much fun that it makes it so enjoyable. It doesn't seem as if we're spending those long hours. So that's the plus of being in this ministry. And of course, I have an amazing team And our minister is very supportive of these subject areas. So a special thank you to the Honourable Bernie Bush for all of his support and involvement as it relates to youth sports, culture and heritage. But what we wanted to speak to you today about is some events that will be taking place in the month of May. Of course, I'm sure yourself and the listening audience will appreciate that there've been a number of activities and events that have put focus around the Queen Jubilee. And this is an exciting time for us. And so the events that the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage have on the table for the month of May is focusing on the Platinum Queen Jubilee. And so the first thing that I want to give mention to is a song and a jingle competition that we're encouraging, we're inviting all of our musicians out there to please participate in it. We have so much talent in the community, and this is of all ages. And so there's no limit in terms of age. We just want the creativity to flow, and we definitely want those persons to submit to us, whether it is a short jingle or whether it is a long song with several different verses. Whatever comes to mind, we're encouraging you to share it with us. And so I'm going to ask Vintisha to speak a little bit more about the criteria, the deadlines, as it relates to the song and jingle competition. And then we will speak about other activities that our SAGCs will be hosting this month as well.
So good afternoon, and good afternoon to the listening audience, especially Kim and Brack.
You know,
home is home. So following on Chief Officer Echeniki's start on our song and jingle competition, like she said, it is open to the population. It doesn't matter whether you are 5 years old and want to say, you know, happy birthday to the Queen and put it in a jingle, or if you are one of our budding artists and have a 4-minute song that goes around the theme of, you know, Her Majesty and royalty and Royal Highness. Those we want to encapsulate those words to make it, you know, fit the occasion that it's for her, the Queen's 70th reign of. Yeah, her 70th reign. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I started thinking, wow, 70 years, huh?
70 years. So the song and jingle competition, it can contain voice, lyrics, musical accompaniment. We actually want you to use live music in the background. We want to hear instruments being played and whatnot. We don't want to have you pulling some little background music from another song and putting it with yours.
Original stuff.
We want original stuff, because what we want at the end of it is that we can use it to publicize the Cayman Islands. You know, if the Ministry of Tourism and the Department of Tourism wants to use that little jingle, it's going to encompass that Caymanian voice and the instruments and so on. But it should ideally this one, because I say this one because my chief officer here has a dream at night, and she dreams about a song competition, and she comes and she goes, okay, here's a calendar of events. I want 3 of them for the year. And I go, okay.
Little division.
Yes. Very passionate, very visionary. So it, like I said, it can and it should incorporate every genre of music if you want, but we want to hear that Caymanian voice in it, and we want to have live music accompaniment. Not having too long stuff, songs and jingles. So if the jingle is about 30 minutes long, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a big good jingle.
You did say not too long.
Too long.
Yeah, 30 minutes is not long.
So yeah, the song, the jingle is about 30 seconds. If, shorter than that is fine. And then the song can be anywhere from 45 seconds to 2 minutes. because you want to make sure that you get everything that you want to see in there.
Right.
We're only accepting one entry per category per person.
So it's a jingle and a song?
Right.
Okay.
So, Sterling, you can put in your jingle and then want to turn that into a longer song, then that's fine. But only one per person per category. Of course, we want to keep it encompassing with our values, and so no obscenities, nothing that is derogatory. We want to keep that positive image of the Cayman Islands, and it must be original work.
Okay.
What we don't want is taking from somewhere else, taking from someone else's work, and then claiming it as your own.
Yeah. We don't want to be like that person in a place. No, we can leave that for now. But just as we go into the break, I want to revisit that discussion, but for clarity, we have a jingle category, a song category. You know, there are many of us and use a spoken word, whether it's poetry or otherwise. Could that be included in one of those categories? I mean,
well, spoken word is really song with that accompaniment.
Okay.
So yeah, if that's what you choose to do, you know, yes.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think that song that everybody loves. What is the title called? We are, and there's music in the background, and keep talking. How's some of Miss Susan? I like how she says the word. Say it louder, Miss Susan, please. It's more desperate. I want her to say. She knows her lures. We both love that, and now and again she'll play it at the end of the program, and it's so positive, you know. And there's that music in the background, and there's his voice, and so we can revisit that. Tell us more about the other things. So a 30-minute jingle. A 30-second jingle.
Yes.
Miss Conley, I just teasing. This is the love, the laughter that you feel when you're in the good company of people who are so hospitable. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. And when we come back, we'll continue to talk about that and other events. Invite the public if they want clarity or just be a part of the conversation. They can join us. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Subway is serving up a special new sauce, bursting with flavor in every bite. The new Savory Collection is a tropical sweet and spicy sauce made with a combination of spices, habanero peppers, thyme, onion, black pepper, ginger, citrus juices, and molasses.
So good. Wow. Sensational. Delicious.
Subway's Savory Collection pairs perfectly with our oven roasted chicken or steak sub. Savor the flavor. For a limited time, only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from May 9th through 14th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited, whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles. Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
At Parker's, we're known for being calm people, but did you know we're fishing people too? From fishing rods for kids and adults, to bait, lures, coolers, and more. We have everything you need to hook, line, and sink your way to a catch of the day. Quality gear, cool accessories, everyday low prices. We're fishing people. Parker's is open Monday to Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Follow us on social media at Parkers345 or email info@parkerscayman.com for more information.
The Cayman Islands Justices of the Peace Association will be holding its annual general meeting on Tuesday, 24th May, 6:30 p.m. at the Georgetown Yacht Club, 2nd floor. All members of the association are encouraged to attend, as the agenda will include the changeover of council members.
But I do have some questions.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome, Mike, and thanks for joining us. And in the studio, Chief Officer at the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, Ms. Teresa Echeneke, and Policy Analyst, Ms. Ventisha Connolly, joins us. And thanks very much. And I think as you were sharing, in the past, maybe the subject areas of culture and heritage may not necessarily have gotten the same level of public play, as it were. And that's probably because for many of us, we take it for granted. Why you need to promote this thing when it is this thing, but it's like you celebrated a recipe that's been in the family for generations. If you don't have a copy of it and you don't frequently go ahead and make it and enjoy it, it's there. That becomes this relic and treasured and revered, but you never enjoy it. You never preserve it and promote it and publicize it in a way. And one day it just becomes another antiquity that you have on display. Right? So I'm glad of this concerted effort. So thanks very much, Mom.
Indeed, and we want the public to be equally as excited as we are to continue to promote culture and heritage, because we are unfortunately seeing the aging population pass on, and so we want to ensure that we are indeed preserving so much of their memories. We're going to talk about the song and jingle a little bit more, but I think that at this point I want to share that some of the things that the ministry is doing, we're trying to have recordings done with some persons in the community that we know they're getting a little bit older, their memories might be fading, but the talent is there, and we want to not only have photos with them or have somebody write a story about them, but we also want to ensure that we are recording them. I know some of this had been done by the archive and they did an amazing job, and we are just wanting, as the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, to continue to do that. So I think, is it next week or is it this afternoon?
It's this afternoon.
Okay, so I'm losing track of time.
Listen, the days go fast.
Indeed, but this afternoon we have some of our local musicians that we will be recording them. Mr. Roy Borden will be one of them. Mr. Ackerman will be another one. These are musicians, talented people in our community that we have heard, I have heard for just about all of my life. And I want to be able to share this and to pass this on, for us to have this on our TV program, on our radios, so that the younger generation can have a true appreciation of this. But again, Sterling, one of the things that we saw as a part of the Queen Jubilee celebration was the fact that persons were very excited to share their memories and their experience when the Queen visited, and what truly the Queen, from their perspective, meant to them. And we thought, again, another area that we would be able to highlight and to incorporate into the Queen Jubilee celebration was to have the song and jingle. We have, as I said before, a lot of talent in our community. We have those persons that are extremely creative, and they can sit down and within the matter of minutes, they have a song, a jingle, and they have you tapping your feet and wanting to sing along with them. So those are the people that we're encouraging. Come out, participate in this competition. There's prizes, cash prizes, as well as other prizes that will be available to persons that participate. And at the end, the finale will be giving those persons the opportunity to perform live in front of an audience in the park, and we want to make this an exciting time for our local people, our local musicians. So again, I'm going to hand it over to Vintisha so she can share a bit with the listening audience about what are some of the prizes, and if people want some additional information, where do they go to get that information?
Thanks, Chief. So as Chief Officer was saying, there are cash prizes for the song. First place is $1,000. Second place is $800, and third is $500. So you're not going to walk away those top three without, something in hand. We're also working on additional prizes for each one and for the different categories. And in the jingle competition, first place is $800, second is $500, and third is $300. So, like I said, it's open for all ages. We do want to encourage the school children, also those musicians that are in the schools, to participate also. We've pushed it through the musician community with the Cayman Music and Entertainment Association. So they've pushed it out to their members. And just getting the word out that this is something we want to do. And it actually ties two things together that we're doing. One thing we're looking at doing each quarter is an event in the park. So we want to utilize our outdoor spaces, not just, being inside. And so for this competition, we put it out in May. We want everyone to work on it in the month of May. And then your submission comes in on the 3rd of June. Then we deliberate a few days later. Our panel of judges will deliberate and pick the top 5. They'll be notified. And then on June the 11th, we will have a songs in the park at the Dart Amphitheater over on South Sound. So we want to let them know that, we just don't want you to bring it to us on a little memory key and that's all we've got. We actually want to hear it live. We want to invite the listening audience and the public to come and enjoy an evening of festivities. That'll be something that I'll have to come back and talk with you about.
Look at the calendar for what they can get.
Our calendar is ever evolving and adding things to it. But yeah, so it will end in a live performance. Flowing alongside of this, we also have a youth poetry competition happening. And so on the finale night, we'll have poetry interspersed with our performers giving their final performance and being judged. So all the information's out there. If anyone wants more information, they can email us at ysch-events@gov.ky, or they can visit our Facebook pages, our Instagram pages. All of our social media pages have this information out and has a way for you to get a hold of us if you need further information.
An idea, through music and song, I'm thinking back to way back when, for some of us it was yesterday, where, families got together, the friends. It may have been the return of some of the seafarers, but under the coconut tree, I can fondly recall Mr. Dami, and now and again, back there with the guitar. And there's always some instrument in the house. When there wasn't, what now has become sort of ubiquitous for us, the idea of having a grater and the washboard and the like. We use that as an accompaniment.
Yes.
That could be something that will inspire some of our younger musicians to see, they can emanate that and do it. That would be awesome.
Yes, definitely. And those are some of the things that we want to encourage. We don't want these things to die off. We want the younger generation to be picking these instruments up. For me, it might have been, I'm just using that to grate some coconut and that's all I used it for. But for somebody else, that was actually an instrument that made a beautiful song and again, ended up with a dance that was outside of your house. These are some of the things that we want to bring back. And it doesn't have to be that it is one person feeling, oh, I'm doing this by myself and, I sing very good. It might be, I'm getting my family together and we're going to do a song together. Or as Ventisha said, it might be a class in the school that they might decide, oh, I have this idea, let's do this as a class project, and they're coming out with a little jingle or a song. These are all things that we're encouraging. There's no limit in terms of, the ages. There's no limit in terms of, whether it is an individual or a group. That's entirely left up to the creative minds of the persons that we have in the community. But the finale and the playing of the music, the performance of these songs and jingles on the finale goes beyond just the music itself. We will invite vendors to be on site at that finale. So again, going back and tying this with our culture and heritage, those vendors will be selling the local food that every one of us enjoy so much, or those local heavy cakes that put on the extra weight onto us, but we never put it down. Whenever the opportunity comes, we will eat it. So, the finale of this is, yes, we're going to be enjoying the music, those that have submitted and will be performing that particular night, but it goes beyond that. It goes to, the food that's going to be on as an option for persons to buy and enjoy. We might have some of our local artists that might want to have their work out on display, whether it's the lovely paintings and artwork, or whether it's their touch work, whatever it is, we will give persons the opportunity to also have that in the park. So it is surely to be a evening of lots of fun, entertainment, and to be enjoyed by all ages as well. But we would need the songs, the jingles to come in for us to also have that lovely entertainment there. So once again, we are encouraging those creative minds in the community to submit to us by the deadline of June 3rd. And then we move from there in terms of the judging of the submissions and finalizing the event on the 11th of June, where the performance will then be live for everybody to enjoy. So again, please submit, contact us if you want more information, but we're looking forward. We're excited about what will come into us.
All right. Well, let's pause quickly, and then we come back. We can continue to revisit it, perhaps remind people as well. We have some creatives in our society, and this may just cause them to become even more excited. Please join us right after this short break.
Subway is serving up a special new sauce, bursting with flavor in every bite. The new Savory Collection is a tropical sweet and spicy sauce made with a combination of spices: habanero peppers, thyme, onion, black pepper, ginger, citrus juices, and molasses.
So good. Wow. Sensational. Delicious.
Subway's Savory Collection pairs perfectly with our oven roasted chicken or steak sub. Savor the flavor. For a limited time, only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
JN Money. Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I go send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we a pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we a pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com. Stay clean, stay safe, hey man. Reflection sells gallons of sanitizer for only $25. Buy 2 clip-on sanitizers for just $5. Reflections has the best KN95 masks or reusable cloth masks, and you can get 2 for only $5. Blue surgical masks and face shields are available for children and adults, as well as 10 and 50 packs of black surgical masks. Volume discounts available at Reflections. Jose's Rubus, Reflections Hemp and Tobacco, all 5 Liquor for Less locations, and Food for Less open 24 hours every day. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible priced better markdown. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $10 off liters of absolute exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low we can't say them on the radio.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. And thank you so much for joining us. And thanks to the Chief Officer, Echeneke, and Paul Stanlis, Santisha Conley for joining us over the Minister of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage. And this song and jingle competition, a 30-minute jingle? No, it's 30 seconds, guys.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Or you can have a song. And there are many people in that jingle, as you said, Ms. Conley, could become a song. One entry per person, per category.
Right.
So if you want to enter both, put one in each one. You want to only enter one, that's your choice.
And I said person, but I mean it's also per group or band, or as Chief Officer said, class. We want all of them to come.
Mm-hmm. I can see some of my friends who are more artistic saying, well, me and John and Mary will enter the jingle competition, but me, Peter and James will do the song competition. Hey, that's still two separate entities, right?
Yes, definitely.
That is.
If you can be creative like that and you can pull other people, please feel free to do that. And again, we are excited to see what submissions we get on the 3rd of June. And as I indicated before, please don't hesitate. Reach out to us if you need additional information. Look on our Facebook page and the information will be there. But in addition, to the song and jingle competition, our SAGCs also have events for the month of May that is sure to be a fun day for the entire family. And so I'm going to invite Ventisha to speak a little bit about these events that will be coming up this month.
Yeah.
This is still May, right?
It is still May. Yeah, time is going by fast, but we're in May.
It is. So on May the 14th, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the museum is having their Lukia series. And this one is catered around Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. But it also is the official reveal of the Miss Annie Hulda Bodden animatronic. So we're all excited to get there and see that. So on the 14th, which is a Saturday, from 10 to 2, they'll be having their Lukia Festival on Goring Avenue. It'll be blocked off. There'll be vendors there with local artisans and their crafts, local food. I'm actually not going to be here, so I'm sad and I'm going to miss that local food because I heard Mr. Alwyn is going to be there from East End. I look forward to his food. And we'll have a small program where UCCI Pandemic Steel Pan group will be playing. The Cayman Islands Folk Singers will be playing. We'll have some dances from the UCCI dancers. So it'll be a day of not just, shopping through and looking at the wares and buying things that you see are interesting, but also entertainment. We can never have a function that there's not entertainment happening. So that's going to be on the waterfront and by the museum, like I said, on Goring Avenue on the 14th, which is next Saturday. And at the same time, they will have a Queen's Platinum Jubilee exhibition in the old library. So you can come to the event on Goring Avenue and then take the shuttle. We'll have the government's shuttle taking people back and forth from Goring Avenue to the old library for the exhibition and back and forth, so you can go and view the exhibition on the Queen's life and still enjoy the event out on the waterfront.
Awesome. Very exciting, Mom. Very exciting.
So that's happening on May the 14th, as I said, at the museum. And then transitioning the next weekend, we will have our family afternoon tea party at the National Gallery.
Wow.
So this, like I said, this is a ministry of doers. We are constantly moving. We're constantly having things that encompass our culture and our heritage, but also draw in that youth, the family element to it. We want to make sure that everyone can come out and enjoy. I don't have a lot of information on the afternoon tea party, just the date, which is May 21st from 1 to 4 in the National Gallery Garden. And I know they're probably going to reach out to have a segment on Talk Today to give the audience more information on what's happening for that event.
And as we look at your website and your social media pages, we'll get to see that there's a calendar that is full, but more and more things being added to it as you go through the year.
Yes.
Awesome. Definitely. And again, we are encouraging people, just have a browse on the Facebook page, on the Instagram page for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage. And all of this information will be there, or, don't hesitate. Reach out to us. You can reach us at 244-3240. And, we are more than happy to give you additional information. Dwayne, just before we end, because I know you have your 1 o'clock news coming up really, really fast, I want to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to the amazing team that we have within the ministry. I almost feel like I don't need job descriptions because they're never sticking to any one job description. We have staff members that their hands reach far and wide, and whatever activities we're doing, they're more than willing to be involved with and to help. And it's so interesting that apart from our minister, we have a ministry that is full of women. So you know that this ministry is busy all the time, hardworking women. But I also want to extend gratitude and appreciation to the SAGCs, the National Museum, the National Gallery, CNCF. They're doing an amazing job, and they are truly taking the steps to keep our culture and heritage alive and encouraging our young and budding artists to continue to grow and develop, as well as the artists that we have now that is reaching those senior ages. They are also encouraging them to continue to use art as a way of therapy as a way of expression. And these are all things that we are continuing to encourage within our community. So to the SAGCs and to the ministry team, a special thank you. And we have lots more planned for the year, and we look forward to coming back and being with you.
Well, we'll be honored to have you on, and any member of your team. And again, publicly, very, very, true thanks for your continued efforts. And looking forward to not just the cassava cake, but the celebration. So, Ms. Conley, always a pleasure, ma'am.
It is. Thank you.
Well, our prayer is that you will both have a very relaxing and rejuvenating weekend. And God's willing, as you go through each day, you'll find, a greater grace and presence, or provision and protection. So, blessings to you both.
Thank you so much, sir. And on behalf of the ministry, I want to wish all the mums out there a happy Mother's Day on Sunday.
Thank you for reminding us of that. They are important there, whether they're biological mums, surrogate, or they're just those who serve in the mentorship. I think of one in particular in one of their Big Sisters, Big Brothers program, whose presence in the lives of the young people have made a remarkable, profound, positive difference. So, we serve in that role. So, thanks to them indeed. All right, let's go to the break, and when we come back, let's see if I can encourage Susan to do a rendition of a poetry. I'll ad-lib. She'll do the background music. Could we do that? Let's see. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings. The Health Services Authority Urgent Care Clinic and Cayman Islands Hospital Pharmacy will be temporarily closed this weekend for facility maintenance. People with non-emergency illnesses or injuries may be seen at the General Practice Clinic at Smith Road Medical Center at 150 Smith Road from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Urgent Care Clinic will resume regular operating hours on Monday starting at 8 a.m. HSA also says the Cayman Islands Hospital Pharmacy will be closed this weekend as well, but you can visit the new Smith Road Pharmacy location, which is also at 150 Smith Road, from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The hospital pharmacy will also resume regular operating hours on Monday. In international headlines, a powerful explosion damages a hotel in the Cuban capital today. That, according to government media, the Cuban news agency ACN published photos showing severe damage to the Hotel Saratoga in Havana, with clouds of dust billowing into the sky. It was not immediately clear whether there were deaths, although the semi-official website Cuba Debate reported that nearby clinics were treating people that had been injured and that several ambulances had gone to the scene. It said a school next door had been evacuated. The 5-star 96-room hotel in Old Havana has 2 bars, 2 restaurants, and a rooftop pool. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador started a 5-day tour to 4 Central American countries and Cuba by lashing out at the U.S. government. López Obrador criticized American officials sharply for being quick to send billions to Ukraine while dragging their feet on development aid to Central America. Those are your headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Get ready for the Cayman National Dance Company's Dimensions, May 7th at the Harkwell Theater. Dimensions is our journey beneath the surface of the pandemic, local events, and the moments in between our birth to our death. Tickets are $30 for adults and $15 for children, and they're available at Radiance Dance Studio, or simply call 926-1826. Dimensions is sponsored by Audiophile, ARC Directors, and Vi's Closet.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Celebrate this Mother's Day with Cayman Crystal Caves, Sunday, 8th of May. Guided tours include complimentary beverage, carnation, and chocolate, strawberries for mom. Then enjoy a relaxing Mother's Day experience at their Treehouse Cafe. Space is limited. Call 949-2283 or email info@CaymanCrystalCaves.com to book your Mother's Day tour. Change it up this Mother's Day with Cayman Crystal Caves. Didn't you hear? Crystals are a mom's best friend.
Babes to Teens. In appreciation of all moms, Babes to Teens is taking 10% off baby and children's clothing. Also in stock are gifts for moms, perfumes, fan, plaques, teddy bears, gift bags, and more. So, head over to Babes to Teens at number 8 Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way, and enjoy savings until Monday, May 9th. Telephone 946-8157. Open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers from Babes to Teens.
If you care about your car's performance and fuel economy, you must fill up at Jose's Escape with the new Pure 93. Experts know that the higher the octane rating, the better your engine will perform. Pure 93 is the highest octane fuel available in Cayman. Protect your car against pre-ignition and engine knocks. Top up your tank now with Pure 93 at Jose's Rubis and enter to win an awesome track bike. But there's more. Jose's offers 2 lateral flow test kits for only $10. The best KN95 masks, 2 for $5, and 10 stylish black surgical masks are only $5. Share the love. Purchase Reflections gift certificates and enter to win the amazing Trek bike.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks for joining us. We're going to close out today's program on a Friday with open line, so we can share our thoughts. As Chief Officer Teresa Echeneke reminded us that it is the month of May, and for some of us, and I myself included, we didn't realize that the first, Sunday was last week, and what is it they say, how often, how many Sundays in a month is Mother's Day? It's not the first Sunday, it's the second Sunday, right, Miss Susan? Mother's Day is the second Sunday, right? Is that what it is? She's checking her Google search. Well, whether it's the first, second, third, or fourth, this Sunday, not today, not tomorrow, the day after, is Mother's Day. And so, if you would, and I'm mindful of this because many of us, our mothers are no longer with us. For some of us, our mothers are that very, very maternal figure that was so impressionable. It's perhaps ailing. And maybe we're disconnected now for different reasons. It seems like travel has become restricted in some respects. We've been disconnected because of maybe the emotional context. And if you would, not to be pensive and reflective and somber and the like, but to look at it. And we can't unring the bell. We don't know what the future holds, but we know that we can and should be expressive in terms of our gratitude. So if you're so inclined, share your thoughts, your appreciation, and to hail the mothers in our lives. They may be our sisters in Christ. They may be our biological sisters. It may be the sisters that we wish we always had, but our parents never did. So they're our kin, who we look at with great respect and love, and see them in such a nurturing way for not what they have done for others in their lives, but just their friendships to us. It may be our own mothers or the mothers of our children. It may be our daughters who are mothers, or aunts, or co-workers. Now, I do know that there are many people, as a father, as a mother, that serve many roles and being both parents. I will tell you what a mother said to me once, not my mother, but she says she is a mother. In at times she may have to, be seen as doing whatever that father does, but the mother can be the mother, not the father. The father can be the father, not the mother, but together they're loving parents. And so you may want to say, well, how is it that one person can serve at times the role of the mother by being a mother, but also stepping in and perhaps doing what the father does thing. And then other users say, well, why do we assign labels and roles in the first place? That could be a discussion if you wish as well. But it's Mother's Day on Sunday, and if you want to say something positive, if you want to, like what probably I should do sometimes is to apologize. Guess what? We were misbehaving. We never did it, and well, it's never too late. Or for some of us, we show our love in different ways, and sometimes we know people know, but we never express it. Well, I'm probably recognizing that I do and have done that, and trying not to be that way for whatever reason. So here's that platform if you so choose. Doesn't mean that there are not some horrible things happening around the world, even in the democracies. It doesn't mean that there are things that are concerning to you that may not be that significant, but you may ascribe to what you heard or knew or studied or understood or witnessed. This broken windows notion. We ignore the little things, and then eventually we're ignoring everything. From the loud music, constant playing in our communities. A good friend this week said to me, in his neighborhood, he's finding it more and more, not just from the cars that are passing by, but the cars that are congregating in the yards next door, in the neighborhoods, to the playing of music. Not that a person shouldn't have a little party or enjoy themselves, and even if it goes to late into the hours, be a good neighbor and understand that they're celebrating. They may only be celebrating because it's another day, but also be a good neighbor and recognize that you need to celebrate every day, all day long, every hour of the day, with loud music that may or may not, annoy the rest of your community. Give and take. Now, it may also be that you've witnessed that, wait a minute, look what's happening in our community relative to crime, to the cost of living, to the availability of supplies. And we hear from many who say, it's a supply chain issue. And then when you ask what that means, well, we can't get what we need when we want it. And when we do, it's not of the same quality and it's costing a whole lot. There may be a discussion. You may speak about food security. You may decide that, well, that is important, but what is more important right now is that there are those of us in the country who are having issues relative to, how do we find and be able to afford housing, the property to be able to build on, or to develop property in order to occupy. And then there are those who don't have any, and so they're now without a house and a home. And is that an issue that is growing? And is the answer only for government through, for argument's sake, the NAU or the DCFS or the Ministry of whichever to deal with it? Or is this an issue for us as a community? You may have an answer that is so innovative that we never heard, or you were never so encouraged to share that view because you thought, well, boy, it's so out there that it probably will be seen as stupid. Well, you know what? If you don't say it, then people will not have the opportunity to say, well, at least it was said. And as dumb as you might think it is, and I would suggest that it isn't, you share that might be the answer that we need. It may be that one thing that encourages somebody else to say something. Let's share some of the thoughts, but first, let's join our callers. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Eubanks.
Good afternoon, Cap, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm a little hoarse, but I'm thankful.
Well, my prayer is that hoarseness will soon go, and you'll be able to sing that song that people mistake you for Pavarotti.
Oh boy, you don't want to hear that. I want you to give me a little time.
Yes, sir.
Something to say. Now, this is concerning my banking, my bank. This is, I'm reading this, give me a little chance because my eyes are not that good anymore.
Respectful, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I paid my maid's insurance on the 16th of January of February, $167. On the 16th, someone posed as and changed my phone number and at CNB Bank. On the 17th of February, the same person changed the phone number the second time. On the 18th, this person wire transferred again, posting as Paul Hurston, withdrew $5,800.
Wow.
From months used on this account, so I did not. I was the only one using this. It's in my son's name also, but he didn't use it. I don't. Because when I could get around, I did all my transactions myself. So on the discovering on the 20th of March, I could
yes, sir.
I'm staggering a little bit.
Yeah, you take your time, sir. Yeah, you take your time. This is not, something easy. So we're listening.
I withdraw a little money every 2 months, so I never check it in between. I had no reason to, because I was with that bank from the time it started. Many years. I never had no account with it. It's just all of this online thing. I'm old-fashioned. I don't have anything like that. I had to get somebody else to do it for me. Anyhow, that's my son. As I said, I couldn't do it. His name is on my account. It's a joint account. He met with Mr. Thompson and Mr. Esau of the bank, and most of what they discussed, there was little he could apparently not. He said what he wrote in the letter, that was meant not to say so that it really was not what I really meant to say. So they're saying something, but they wouldn't give him anything in writing. So I'm just putting this on there. I hope that people will get on to it. I appreciate that bank very much. In fact, I got a few dollars, and it's still not very much. In shares, I mean.
Yes, sir.
I got a few shares. So would I be stealing from myself?
Well, and as you asked that question, is this something, and I know that, thank God you have still your bits about your honorable man, and you have your great son with you. Is there something that the financial crimes unit of the police can assist with? Because something that transpired, the bank responded to it. There may be some things now that may prompt the bank in terms of its own internal policies, but that's only after the fact. Is there a way that a proper investigation and a report to the policing entity to see if there's some measure there that could bring you some redress?
No, they're saying I should have reported it to the police. I reported to them because I had hundreds of thousands of dollars. I paid. I made many payrolls. I had balance every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. So if I fell short on somebody's money, if I made a mistake on somebody's money, I had to put that in. I had to put that in.
Well, for what it's worth, no, I hear you. And if it's not, if you forgive me, and hopefully somewhat helpful, maybe try this. Go to the police, the financial, what do they call a crime section, and we can probably get the proper contact for you. I think there was and say, listen, this has transpired. What do we do? And then, again, make a formal complaint to the bank, because, as an example, let's say that the bank got a request to do something. Did the bank then do its normal due diligence to ensure that the request came from the authorized party, authorized signatory, and then acted on that? And if they're confident that they followed their right things, then it's unfortunate. But maybe sometimes, human error gets in the way, and the need to be very, very responsive in a timely manner, give greater customer service, could cause us to be, mistaken at times.
Yeah, but the thing, was a red flag up there, and that because this person asked to have this number changed twice, one day to the next. That should raise a red flag right away.
Right. Well, again, you're right. That may trigger the bank to now review how it responds. And I say that, remember some years ago, another bank, according to what was just shared publicly, there was a wire transfer of, presumably a lot of money by some people's standards, a few $100,000, and the bank acted on the instructions, whether it was an email or phone call or whatever the instructions were, and they effected this wire transfer, only to realize that, wait a minute, this was not the proper way for that instruction to be received. So in this case, please make the report to the police, and whether it was $5 or $5 million, it's still your money. And for some of us, it's a matter of principle. For some of us, it's a matter of survival.
That's exactly what it is. Not only that, but they say it is so long now they couldn't trace it down. But is something wrong? I would suggest that they need to check out on somebody, because it's likely to be a mole in that bank. I said somebody knew something. That was no accident, because the mistakes, the things that is said in that, it is their fault. But if somebody steals something from me, I am the one to report it to the police, not the thief.
Right. Well,
so I think they were wrong, and I hope this gets around so people know. Because I said I was one of the first that had an account in that bank, and I had when it first started in 73 or something like that, and I dealt with that all these years. I had no problem. Of course, everybody knows what happened. Now we're on a new management, and this is what happened. So I thank you so much for listening, and I know I didn't explain everything the way it is. Because after when you turn 91, you don't. You're not that easy to remember everything.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad that you shared that, and I'm also hopeful. And again, if this is improper, people will guide you. But like you said, you are 91. I don't know about other people, but personally, I prefer see somebody in person than to use technology. Right? So maybe a responsible entity within the policing unit, maybe someone in the community understanding that here's an elderly person, that something seems all right. Maybe we could be proactive and reach out to you, and see how to offer some level of assistance. So I know it would work, sir. All right. Thank you very much, Cap.
So much for listening to me.
You're welcome, sir. And best to you. And again, I say that because, as the caller also alluded, if it happens once, has it happened again? Could it happen? Have happened in the past? How do we now look at it? And you can't unring the bell, but it could be sometimes a simple thing. It could be something malicious that happens. Sometimes it's something that just inadvertent, you don't even realize it. I don't know about you, but have you been using a calculator? We used to do that sometimes. And you're looking at your paper and you press a number, and really it's the incorrect number. And it's only after you sum it up, in the old people say, you figure it up in your head, till you realize you made a mistake. Or you take pencil and paper and you put down a 1 and carry the 7, and you go, wait a minute, 2 and 2 is actually 4, not 4 to 1. It's when you check it over. You didn't mean to do anything by it. You transpose a number, different things. All sorts of things can happen when we're not attentive, when we're rushed, when we're pressured, when we're trying to respond, in a very time-sensitive way. All sorts of things. But there can also be things that happen that aren't always above board. So if it is appropriate, maybe someone within the policing entity, perhaps someone who recognizes that our elderly sometimes could be the subject of fraud and these sorts of things, could we weigh in and see if we can help? Now, I'm mindful that on our upcoming Money Sense program, is it next Thursday, Miss Susan, you sharing? On Business Buds. I see that, boy. She does it all. So next Thursday on Business Buds, the Financial Crimes Unit will be the guests on the program. So I really came on. We try to offer up much to inform and educate the public, but that doesn't, help when something has happened, and if it's not, addressed, then some people feel aggrieved. All right, it's open line. You got something to share? Well, 949-8037, 1-800-534-TALK, 1-800-534-8255, or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. And as you get into the break, quickly I want to maybe share two things. Or comment just then relative to the playing of music and the like. One of our listeners weighed in to share that there's a difference between noise and music. And they're certainly two different things. And, when we're looking at rejuvenating our society, doing the physical cleanup, maybe we can also try to clean up the filter loud noise that we've been hearing all over the place. The person infers that affects the quality of life, standard of living, property values, and people's enjoyment. Now, someone else weighed in and said that under the Town and Communities Act, I guess they said law, but they said law too. There are sections there that could be used. Again, they may seem like simple pedal things, but they are significant. Now, you as the homeowner, I would say, you should be able to go in your yard and while you working or you're just relaxing and play your music to your enjoyment. There should be a little bit of consideration for the rest of us as the neighborhood to say, they're enjoying themselves. But you as the homeowner, while you're playing that, should also be considerate and think, okay, I've been playing this now, for days on end, or it's now a certain time of the day. Maybe turn it down a little bit. Maybe be a little bit more sensitive that, I love country music. I honestly do. Doesn't mean that everybody else likes it. And just because I listen to Conway Twitty or Charlie Pride or, I may hear a little bit of Chris Stapleton, a little bit now and again. You mightn't like it. Well, I need to be understanding of that as well. So, many hands make light work. Takes two hands to clap. Only one to pat yourself on the chest, right? Let's pause and take a break. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross, now Advanced Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Beyond Basics Medical Laser and Skincare is offering an incredible 30% off services in celebration of mamas. Visit beyondbasics.ky to shop online and save by using our promo code BBMAMA. Unwanted body hair and ingrowns? Experience laser hair removal from beyondbasics.ky. Scarring, fine lines, loose skin, and enlarged pores? Then experience microneedling, body slimming, and contouring from beyondbasics.ky. Dull, dry, and uneven skin tone? Experience the Hydrofacial and Peels from beyondbasics.ky. Give Mama the lifestyle of confidence and beauty transformations that will create significant change she will love forever. Shop with instant, easy pay online at beyondbasics.ky this Friday and Saturday only and enjoy 30% off services with the promo code BBMAMA.
Babes to Teens. In appreciation of all moms, Babes to Teens is taking 10% off baby and children's clothing. Also in stock are gifts for moms, perfumes, fan, plaques, teddy bears, gift bags, and more. So, head over to Babes to Teens at number 8 Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way, and enjoy savings until Monday, May 9th. Telephone 946-8157. Open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers from Babes to Teens.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it, drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year again as the New Self-Help Foundation presents Gratitude, the 21st Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Sunday, June 26th at the Harkwell Theater. Performances by UCCI dancers, Mariah Praise, Radiant Dance Studio, Andrew Rivera,
May not be thunder crashing down.
Dream Chasers K-Man, hosted by former Miss K-Man Universe, Anika Connolly and Lloyd Barker. Part proceeds from the Talent Exposition will benefit the Pines Retirement Home. Prepaid tickets available at Funky Tanks, Winner Circle Sports. Tickets are $15, $20 at the gate. Gratitude. The 2022 Talent Exposition of the Arts, Sunday, June 26th at the Harkwell Theater. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts 6 p.m. Get your tickets today.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waging to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. Thank you for joining us as we invite you to be a part of a discussion here on the Open Line segment. It is Friday. I can't believe it already. For some of us, all that means is Friday. Tomorrow's another work day. For some of us, it's excitement. It's when we go to fellowship. For some of us, it's the day off and we can get into our gardens. We can do those projects around the house, not to attend to the 100-do list as it was, but things that we've been working on. Maybe it's when we work on our crafts. Maybe it's the hobbies that we have and we're trying to get there. But for some of us, it's just another lonely day. And I'm mindful that, through missteps and miscommunication and perhaps sometimes appearance of misapprehension and the fear that permeates our minds and souls at times, we don't make that courageous step to embrace what is offered. So as we do that and we look at where we are, mindful again to invite us. You want to share a nice public sentiment of thanks and love and a wonderfulness that is motherhood, as you say wishes. Well, you can if you so choose. But I'm also cognizant of all the things that are happening around the world and in their small communities. On Wednesday, I think it was, a number of individuals shared their growing concerns about the seemingly practice of inhibiting access to the beach. It was shared that a sign had been posted on the public beach near the governor's residence on the 7 Mile Beach, where the beach was closed. Subsequently told that by the evening following that someone observed that the sign was no longer there, and hopefully it was just a misplaced the sign. Perhaps it was a proper response by the community to advise carefully that, hey, this isn't the practice, and in fact it's illegal and the like. But like so much, if we don't bring it to the attention and we don't respond initially in the appropriate manner, then again the broken windows concept that we once heard about sometime increasingly can take root. Take for instance, as you drive around, ask yourselves, is there a very noticeable, very, very prominently placed sign that says, public beach access? Have you stopped to look at it and go, well, how do you get through there? A good friend, we were driving a few times and we looked, and it said beach access. Now, she being, very slim and athletic, she said, not even breeze could pass through that little path because it was just impossible. You couldn't turn sideways and walk there. Then there are other ones where it says beach access, but where is the access? Not only is it overgrown, but it's impossible to traverse. Then there are some that look good for the first few feet, but if you try to venture onto the path, it's very obvious that this, at least if it's not deliberate, it's inadvertent, inattentive means to maintain the path. It's overgrown with shrubbery. Some of the shrubbery is the bougainvillea and other plants and the like that you may want to be mindful not to encounter. Sometimes it's construction debris or garden clippings or different things, or it may just terminate and you go, well, where do I go from here? Up, over, or under? Now, we've also seen that a number of signs have not only been recently erected, but they're numbered. So when we are ensuring that people have proper access, they understand where it is, and they're also respectful of its usage, then that's important. Respect this here begets respect. Well, what's on your mind? 949-8037. 1-800-534-8255. Or you can WhatsApp 925-3261 and share your thoughts with us. Honored to have the good fortune from time to time to sit with educators in our society and to recognize, and this is why when I say that our public servants, they work hard. Mindful of my own brothers who say, today they only plan to work half a day. And I understand that means only 12 hours. Not because they have a long week, but because they are like the educators that I spoke with, especially today. 7 a.m. To 10 p.m. is a short day for them. So thanks to them. 949-8037. Toll free with the compliments of Flo at 1-800-534-8255. And then there are some people that they serve not only in their churches and the schools and their service clubs. You see them at work constantly. And I know she's very, very, very quiet and unassuming. But those who know her know that she does what she does because that's who she is. That's the example she, saw as a child set by her own household, the people she's around. And if she doesn't mind, Miss Norma Macfield, the head of Radio Cayman here, on her, because it's public, being a recipient of the Certificate and Badge of Honor. Could we say congratulations? Because as a colleague reminds us, when one member of your team is recognized and celebrated, then it looks good on all of us. Just like your parents would tell you, don't forget who you're from. You misbehave and carry on, that looks bad on all of us. Just like your school or your football team would say, you wearing that uniform, you're representing us. So you need to be on your best behavior. Look at how quickly sometimes we point fingers at policing, and they're so easily recognized, right? The uniforms, the vehicles that they drive, and you may see one police officer, even if that police officer is off duty, and doing, nothing major, but to your mind, he should know better than that. Why is he having a smoke of that cigarette right there? He can't see that blowing now. Something as simple that everybody does, you castigate not only that officer, but everybody else. So let's be cognizant not to paint everybody with the same brush, but also, as the individual, recognize that, we are constantly, on the job. We're constantly representing that entity, whether it's the family, our employer, our organization, our community, our nationality, our gender. Sometimes, us short ball-headed people need to make sure we represent. Let's go to the phones, huh? Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ebank.
And to you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good man. Long time no hear from, man.
Yeah. You reminded me, man. I'm glad that you, made some time to share with us. How are you?
Boy, I always listening in the silos, but sometimes I got to keep quiet to really listen,
Well, sometimes, they say if you really want to be able to contribute, you need to be able to stop and listen.
Yeah, for real. Well, I got a little contribution to make today. Well, I want to talk about something else, but on to what you were talking about came on now, with all these signs and the direction that we're going in. My question is, the people need to stop and look, who are we doing it for? Is it doing it for the betterment of us, or is it doing it the betterment of getting investment from them? But that's the whole point now. Everything is getting materialistic, and everybody want to hold a piece and say it's theirs, and not sharing, So we got to watch who we selling it to.
And when we do, as you said, be mindful that you no longer can dictate.
Exactly, because we're trying to please everybody but ourselves. Because if you look at in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, we used to have a lot of money coming to Cayman, right? Because all these seamen went out and they did what they had to do and send the money back home. Now is we have the opposite effect. If nobody really noticing what happening right now, we have an opposite effect. The money not coming in no more, and the money is going out.
Yeah. There's a lot of money here, but as you're sharing, how much of it is really contributing to the uplifting of the country?
Well, after watching, there was a guy who came here from BBC. He did this thing here, and I think you remember Britain's $1 trillion island. Yeah, and that opened my eyes a lot too. Although it was a bit of fabrication there, but because they wanted to get their point across, but it opened my eyes a lot to see how much money that flows through here that doesn't do anything for my people or the infrastructure here,
Right. I mean, and as you said that, there are two things that I'm reminded of. Remember way back when Simon Winchester? I mean, and if you don't know, listen to the Trade Winds song. But just recently, I don't remember the British journalist, he did a piece focusing on the city of London and particular emphasis on the purchase of physical properties, the housing and the like in one of the areas there, and made the connection that a lot of it is being purchased by Russian entities or by Russians using other entities. So that's right there in London.
Yep.
So what do we do though? I mean, how do we as people take stock of what is happening so that whatever wealth is being created, that it isn't fleeting. It isn't something that puts one group at a disadvantage.
Well, which group are we talking about? Because we have almost 200 different groups of the world here right now that we cater to, And plus, like I keep on saying, and I'm grateful for this, that Cayman should be in the record books for any nation this small that has so much individual nations living here, and we are at peace, basically.
Right. Can I ask something? And it may seem to some that is not connected, but in my mind it is, so you can guide me. It would seem that in the Cayman context, we're not only very slow in recognizing and celebrating and promoting some of the achievements and accomplishments and the good things of our own, and perhaps even so some would say that we would castigate. Take us, for instance, the mudslide, the Cayman mudslide. We say, the legacy is, it was created in the north side, when men will tell you that that is the reality. So why is it that when there are great things happening in our country, that we are not willing to even talk about it, right? Others will, and in some cases, even in the Cayman context, not only is it relegated to the back burners, it's openly castigated, as if it's Caymanian, then it's really of no value. Why is that?
I could answer that with one word, basically.
Okay.
2 words. I put it in 2 words. Colonial mentality.
Okay.
That's all that is.
Okay.
Colonial mentality.
All right. So
you master, but not yourself.
Okay. And you might be right. That might be that thing that over centuries and generations have now become so imprinted on us that that's an issue. You may be right. But Jamaica, Trinidad, we would probably be very quick. If my Bajan friends don't mind me including them, let's say them as well. They love their country. They celebrate who they are. I'm not sure I'm 100% right, but I think I am. Were they not also part of the colonial system at one point?
Yes, sir. But I checked the history, and Cayman is one of the only places that around the world that had slaves that never had a rebellion.
Okay, why is that?
We just passive, we laid back people. We are the Arawaks then. There were Arawaks and Caribs running around in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Advocating the Arawaks to eat them.
That's the stories we were told in our history books, right?
Well, that's what. Yeah.
Right.
That was the programming.
Right. But here are 2 other things, and you're right. So from what we were told, we had the slaves and the non-slaves here, and presumably there was a level of interdependence. Again, I'm just using my words, interpreting what transpired and using today's language, right? Where the survival of the slave owner was almost, dependent on the slave. As an example, I'm told that, let's say you had a vessel at sea, and on board there's a slave and a slave owner, and they go in from Cayman to somewhere. And no, I don't want to say this in an inappropriate way, because if one is the property of the other, just like perhaps Cayman is the property of the UK, we're a possession, right? There's a displaced sort of power position, right? But if your ability to live and eat and have shelter is dependent on me, maybe that's part of the reason, or could that be part of the reason why we didn't have that level of sort of seem rebellious nature in Cayman that may have been evident in the other Caribbean territories?
Well, Cayman was basically a farming nation when it comes to slaves. There wasn't not like we're in Jamaica and different parts in the Caribbean. We didn't have those kind of hostile elements here like that. So basically we only had docile slaves because everybody compelled, and the worker or the slave needed the master and the master needed the slave just for simple survival.
Okay.
So in that terms they worked hand in hand. So they didn't even look at them as masters. That's why most of them took the names on after.
Okay. So a different history, a different approach.
I don't want to get into the naming.
No, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, man. We got the break to take, and this is where sometimes I have a challenge. I enjoy the conversation. I want us to interject our break and maybe talk to you again sometime.
Well, if you want me to hold for the break, I can hold for the break too.
Yeah, and we do have another caller, so we'll make it work, man. You hold tight. All right. Thanks very much, man. Hold on.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Every day in the Cayman Islands, nonprofits and their volunteers work tirelessly, improving our communities and the lives of the people within them.
With GiversPlanet.com, you can make a difference by supporting a fundraising effort or starting your own. Givers Planet provides an online solution to conveniently raise money for your worthy cause. Whether you are fundraising for medical needs, education, animal welfare, youth programs, religious missions, school PTA efforts, or a nonprofit.
Simply create your fundraiser at GiversPlanet.com and spread the word to your local and international supporters so that they can visit and make a secure online donation. Start fundraising online today with GiversPlanet.com.
Babes to Teens. In appreciation of all moms, Babes to Teens is taking 10% off baby and children's clothing. Also in stock are gifts for moms, perfumes, fan, plaques, teddy bears, gift bags, and more. So, head over to Babes to Teens at number 8 Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way, and enjoy savings until Monday, May 9th. Telephone 946-8157. Open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers from Babes to Teens.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. Cayman Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
The Spring Labor Force Survey is currently being conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office. The Labor Force Survey collects data on employed and unemployed persons. Trained interviewers with ESO ID cards will visit randomly selected households in all districts. The interviewers will exercise appropriate COVID-19 protocols using personal protective equipment. The interviews are confidential in accordance with the statistics law. No individual data will be published or disclosed. Survey data are exempt from freedom of information. For more details, please call the ESO on 516-3329.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And as we continue this call before we join the other one, hey, thank you, sir, for holding on. You had some other thoughts you wanted to share with us. Hello, sir. Okay. All right, let's take the other caller. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Afternoon, sir. How are you?
Getting a little bit of static again today. I don't know what's. I'm up around the Savannah area, so.
Oh man.
Maybe you might get not exactly a clear line, you know.
Well, but thank you for telling us. So you're in the Savannah area, and we have received a number of calls from listeners expressing similar issues. So hopefully we'll get it resolved.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you having a pleasant day?
I am indeed, sir. How about you?
A bright sunny day in the Cayman Islands, my friend. Couldn't ask for a better day.
Amen to that, yeah.
Yeah. Listening to your callers previously, some of them discussing about the beach access.
Uh-huh.
I find that in modern day as what I term as a sorrowful joke. This is what we come down to now, even disputing about beach access. Okay? Is it not obvious that the beach, not only that it's no longer our beach, but it's dominated probably 80% by the authorities, the people that don't want us to use the beach? I could understand years ago that this thing has happened, but you mean that we continue to follow the same trend as we did before? Is it no authority can say, this is not exactly what we hope or we plan for this island to be like? And when we talk about, I'm employed with the government, so I can't say anything. You got the Congress of the United States that those gentlemen there, when they get up and speak, regardless of what the topic may be, they are free to say what they want to say. Okay? And here we are now. Are we in some kind of a Kremlin situation that we are not allowed to speak our mind?
But is that something that we self-impose or we're self-censoring? Is it B, that there have been one or two who either perceive that to be the case or experience something at some point, and so the rest of us say, Johnny sticks his head up, it's like the wackadoodle, and bam, he gets pounded down, and so the rest of us get frightened and run for shelter. What do you think is happening? Sir? Yeah, hello, sir? Okay, that caller did experience, as you said, a bit of static. We know a few others shared off here as well that they're having that challenge. And, we'll hope that this is addressed so that it serves the general public in the way that they deserve. It's like anything, you go into a space sometimes and you just got to be mindful of all that is in that space, and then sometimes you got to make some adjustments and the like. Well, we're nearing our headline news at 2. We're going to have open line for the remainder of the program. We want to take your calls and have you share your thoughts. If it's on the beach access issue, to the caller's point, the question is, should it matter who we are, where we live, who our employers may be, if something isn't proper in our society? If we have a question of the legality or the morality of something, should we not be able to ask about it, speak about it? I'll give us an example. Let me read most of what was shared with us just a few moments ago as we go into the break. We can talk about it. It says, good afternoon. And this writer pens, he says, I would like to know if the mobile car washing services are legally permitted to wash cars on the public roads. It says a few weeks ago, I almost did a 360 spin out on the deep right hand bend going south by the annex. And for those who don't know, the writer says that's the old secondary modern school field, not because of speed, but because of soapy water in the road from one of the mobile car washers washing cars on the public road. There's also a similar spot on Mayor Street. There's one in Industrial Park. Says I spoke to someone at the DEH, took photos of the same thing going on, and just wants to know, where I should go next to have something done about this. Says as an experienced driver with no accidents for decades and decades, but that record almost ended a few weeks ago. Not as I remind you, as a person shares, not because they were speeding or inattentive, but simply because soap water, as alleged by the writer, on the roads. Now, I don't think anybody is saying to anyone, well, they should not be opportunity for entrepreneurship. People should not be able to make an honest living and the like. But like everything, should we now ensure that safety and the laws are properly adhered to, that things are done right? B, if business is in operation and they're supposed to be a licensing, whether there's a fee paid or not, that is done not because we follow laws and rules blindly, but because we're looking at a civil society. Of course, when fees are paid to government, that's more money into the treasury that the government will have available for education and health. And for some of us, we'll joke and say, fun to waste up because, that's government. Well, it doesn't have to be. And thankfully, we have good stewards, within our government, elected and appointed. But let's pause and take a break. When we return, maybe we'll talk about practices such as that. Maybe we'll continue speaking about public accesses to beaches. Maybe we'll look at some of the things. We want to hear from you, though. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Cayman Carnival Batabanoo is this weekend, and tonight North Church Street between Fort and Mary Street intersections will be closed to vehicular traffic starting at 9 p.m. because a big concert is scheduled. Police are expecting heavy pedestrian traffic in the area and are urging motorists to exercise extreme caution if they're unable to avoid the area. In international headlines, Swiss police say an investigation is underway after workers at an espresso warehouse in western Switzerland found 500 kilograms, that's over 1,100 pounds of cocaine, at a street value of $50 million as they unloaded coffee beans that had arrived by train. Regional police in Freiburg said they were alerted by the company to the discovery at the facility in the town of Vermont and immediately set up a broad security perimeter around it with a large deployment of officers. Customs and Border Control agents were also called in. Authorities say early indications were that the shipment turned up in 5 containers that had arrived by sea from Brazil. The U.S. Embassy in Havana has resumed processing visas for Cubans, though on a limited basis more than 4 years after stopping consular services on the island amid a hardening of relations. The resumption comes as the number of Cubans trying to immigrate illegally to the U.S. surges. A State Department official this week tells the Associated Press that for the time being, U.S. officials in Havana will only be processing visa requests from Cubans who are the parents of U.S. citizens under a category known as IR-5, and that the Biden administration in the future will evaluate expanding services to others. Those are your headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. It is open line, and we want you to share your thoughts with us. For those of you who had a bit of a challenge, either with the static in the phone lines or unable to get through, just please keep trying us. We'll give you a couple of options, but here's another one. If you want, use our WhatsApp 925-3261. You can type it up, send it through. You can do a voice note. We'll play it for you. Of course, we always want you to call. That way we can engage and hear you directly. The number is 949-8037. Toll free with compliments of flow at 1-800-534-8255. Here's another number that you know and you're welcome to use. 949-6990. 949-6990. And share your thoughts with us as well. Now, I listened to some of the comments that were shared just privately off here, and reread again the WhatsApp that was sent. Maybe we need to be a little bit more attentive. Maybe we need to be a little bit more vocal, and perhaps acknowledge that there are things that are happening in our country that we're not quite sure why, or even that they're happening. How do we respond to them? And maybe I'll share with you some of those sentiments. Do we go to the phones, Miss Susan? Do we perhaps consider, doing a video link to the BRAC? No, let's go to the phones. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
And to you, bless you. Good afternoon.
I was listening to you in regards to the car wash guys.
Mm-hmm.
Those that do have a work permit and those that don't have a work permit, when they went to get those work permits to do car wash, I wonder what they put in the application in regards to where they'll be washing these vehicles when they get that license. I don't know if they had in mind that they could go on people's property and just wash and it would be okay, because a lot of places now is putting up signs saying no car wash on my property.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that use the car wash, I do too. I use it in my yard. And, you would think that they would try to more or less have the individual come to the yard, but apparently they want their car clean while they're working.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no anywhere really to say, well, you can drive your car and say, well, this would be the perfect place to get your car clean. They want these car wash guys go on people's property and wash the car, mess up the car next to it, and leaves all this water, and then get his pay, and he go on about his business. He has Bill, I don't know get the water from, but I just like to know. I would like to know how many out there, and I'm quite sure there's a lot of that doesn't have any license that is peddling these car wash, and it's hurting the guy that has their car wash at locations to come and get your car clean. Like for example, look at Rogelio Car Wash. They've been in business for many years. Hand wash cars. Now everything is being power washed and very little hand washing. You know what I mean? But anyhow, I just think that this car wash situation is going to get worse. And I saw there on Eastern Avenue from time to time, all like 5, 6 car wash guys are lined off on a private property there, cleaning the vehicles as the people bring them by. I'm not saying anything about them not trying to make a dollar. Don't get me wrong. But when immigration gave them that license, who do have a license, they should have asked them, where are you going to wash these vehicles when you get them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But then again, as I'm listening to you, I'm looking at a message from one of our listeners, and they say, well, if they're applying for a mobile car wash, that may be indicative that they intend to be where they're sort of asked, not necessarily and everywhere, But the caller is right, Where is the enforcement? Where is the idea that there's a sense of perhaps consideration? This other message that I'm sort of reading about, let's continue. Are you still there, Mom? Hello, Mom? All right. And that is very evident that there's a challenge, and we do apologize for that. It just shows you technology, like money, is a great servant, but never let it be your master. And, perseverance, they say, will pay off. So let's keep trying and trying and trying. 949-8037, 949-8037, toll free with the compliments of Flodo, if you want to shout and share your thoughts that way at 1-800-534-TALK. Hello, Mom? Yes, Mom? Welcome back. Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Are you able to hear us now?
Well, it's been crazy. It's crazy, Sterling.
Miss Susan told me. But we are hearing you, and are you hearing us?
I can barely hear you. There's a lot of noise, so I guess we'll have to continue this another time.
Yeah.
I'll try to call back. Okay?
Okay. Well, these things. Thank you, Mom, and apologies. Even the most patient amongst us, the Jobs of our generation, perhaps would be frustrated. Let's see what this other caller experiences. Good afternoon and welcome. Yeah, hello? Now, that is, you know what? Maybe today, Friday, we say we only going to take calls from, keep trying. I'll see that as I listen and see what level of frustrations would develop. Let's persist. I know as Miss Susan is telling me, she doesn't mind me sharing with you that the prudent thing would do, hey, send a text and voice note. But you know me, boy, if I would say to you is one thing about that boy, he's persistent. He press on and persevere. And, many of these things don't work the way they are. You always want to fix it, There are those who would say, well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But there are those who would know it's broken and ignore it and pray that it goes away or someone else will take it on. But like so much, go back to the example of Wednesday. For many of us, if we did not know that there was a sign there on the beach near the hotel that said the beach closed, if someone didn't tell us, we wouldn't know. And by that becoming publicly, sort of revealed, then it was addressed. And like so many things, we can't leave it for somebody else to attend to because we know well, and that's under their remit. They have the authority. We ourselves don't think, well, I don't get in trouble for that, or I don't, that's out of my wheelhouse, so that's not my job description, or, I don't go there, that isn't my problem. But it's those things that become eventually, our problem because they're not addressed. And when we do address it, let's address it properly. All right, let's try this then. As you're sending your thoughts with us, perhaps the challenge is the toll-free line. So just use this now, 949-6990, and let's utilize the WhatsApp service and see how we can. And maybe this is a test of our faith. Maybe this is a challenge that sometimes, we just need to be reminded, A, we persevere, or B, sometimes, we pause and regroup. Well, let's make sure that it's productive. 8949-8837. Toll free, isn't just there. We'll try it again and see where we're shouting. But, dial us up on 949-6990. And Susan is such a diligent lady and utilizing all her skill sets as not just the avid musician when it comes to the good selection, but employing her great technical and skills. So she reminds us to remind you that we have experienced some challenges with our phone line, and suggests that the best way to access is the WhatsApp. Well, that, my friend, will probably be challenging, but given we got less minutes of today's program, maybe we'll have to utilize that. So a voice note would probably suffice. Typed message might have to do. And when you see me, you remember that today you tried to call and you couldn't get through, so that I can make a record of that. But what else is there? And as I was looking at the messages following our request to ask you to consider Monday, we start a new week for some of us. For some of us, our schedule begins tomorrow. But between Saturday and Monday, my calendar anyway comes Sunday. And Sunday for some is a rest day. It's a day of fellowship, not just in church, but it's when they enjoy having family, friends around the table. For some of us, they come for a late breakfast and they don't leave till very late in the evening after, many visits to the pot, as it were. And it's just a wonderful time of fellowship with the family. But this Sunday in particular is Mother's Day. And I would like us all to be mindful that as much as we love, honor, and respect, value, appreciate our parents, our mothers in particular, and that there be those who, it doesn't matter that mommy had passed, decades ago. We miss them every day, more so on Sunday, on their birthdays, but especially on Mother's Day. And so we'll draw alongside them. But for those who have the opportunity here, let's lovingly share and celebrate. All right, I'm going to pause and take a break. Those that have access to that other line, message me and let me know what you're experiencing. For those who are persistent, well, press on. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office. Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
At Parker's, we're known for being calm people, but did you know we're fishing people too? From fishing rods for kids and adults, to bait, lures, coolers, and more. We have everything you need to hook, line, and sink your way to a catch of the day. Quality gear, cool accessories, everyday low prices. We're fishing people. Parker's is open Monday to Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Follow us on social media at Parkers345 or email info@parkerscayman.com for more information.
Christian Enlightenment Center is proud to announce our reopening just in time for Mother's Day. Our new location on the waterfront is unit number 3 in the white 2-story building on the ground floor. May 5th, we open from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. and begin regular hours on Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our number is 929-4872. We look forward to seeing you at Christian Enlightenment Center's new location between Burger King and the helicopter landing pad on the waterfront in Georgetown.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Stay clean, stay safe, hey man. Reflection sells gallons of sanitizer for only $25. Buy 2 clip-on sanitizers for just $5. Reflections has the best KN95 masks or reusable cloth masks, and you can get 2 for only $5. Blue surgical masks and face shields are available for children and adults, as well as 10 and 50 packs of black surgical masks. Volume discounts available at Reflections. Jose's Rubus, Reflections Hemp and Tobacco, all 5 Liquor for Less locations, and Food for Less open 24 hours every day. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible priced better markdown. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $10 off liters of absolute exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low we can't say them on the radio.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. I tell you, man, we got a very dedicated, diligent team, so let's try to phone lines are seemingly being addressed. We want you to call and see if we've been able to do the engineer. Very responsive, immediately jumped to the rescue. So we want to know if it's been resolved. Give us a shout, toll free, 1-800-534-8255. And the prize for that caller that gets through, if you try, is that, guess what? You get to hear Miss Susan say, good afternoon. So you imagine that. Not everybody has that privilege. All right, 1-800-534-8255. I want to see if it's working once again. You can't have a talk show without talking, right? Let's go to the phones. Welcome, good afternoon.
Yeah, were you speaking Spanish just now?
I was trying to, Maybe I might just do that, huh?
Oh boy, sometimes not everything good is free is good, you know. But you see the 800 number to something else.
We should, huh?
Yeah. Yes, that was saying, Sterling, you know, we need to do a clean sweep on our street.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to a lot of cars unlicensed, a lot of cars, no insurance, no indicators, not all these color lights on the vehicles when they're driving, and got these psychedelic lights flashing when they breaks in on the road, and I mean out here is like a zoo. It's so much to look at one time. You understand?
A lot indeed. Yeah.
You know, and we're just letting everything just slide through our hands here on this island, and someone needs to stand up and say, you know what, enough is enough. We cannot be like the rest of the world. We are just following everything that the rest of the world is doing, and then when we can't continue to supply or do, then we are the worst person on the island. I'm going back to where I come from, or something in that category. You know, we were so simple many years ago. Now, if we don't get with the program, it's like we're going to be left behind. But to me, that is craziness, because that's what draws visitors to our island, because we were so different and unique and safe and clean and well-mannered people, and hold the door open for you and all that kind of good stuff. They're letting the door at you right now, and you know, they don't care if it hits you or if you step in behind them or what the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
We are lost.
But I
continue
mm-hmm.
to keep this going, Sterling.
Right.
We're going to have a model world. I mean, a model island.
As I listen to you, I'm wondering if somehow in the collective if we believe that because we live in this area or work in this area or this is where we hang out, that if that thing is happening elsewhere or to those people, you know, we like to assign labels, right? And we divide without really understanding. I wonder if we are conscious that that thing that affects those people now could potentially affect us later.
It affects us now in a lot of ways.
I agree.
Sitting down being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how to start calling your station too, because when I'm out in the public and someone is talking to me somewhat across, oh, you know, they're on the radio. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
and then I got some people who say, when they see me say, boy, when I hear you talking, I turn down volume up. I'm like, oh my God. You know, so I'm not enjoying this publicity that I am getting. I'm kind of not really comfortable with this when people come up to me. But I got to speak for my country as long as I got breath in me. And I try to respect everybody that I come across. But sometimes when we is so humble and got so much respect for this little island, and when someone comes and want to burn it, even our own wants to burn it these days, I really get irate, and I got to speak out. You know what I heard him say some years ago at the port? He said, these damn people, they're too apologetic on this island. They're too damn apologetic. And I am like, really?
Well, it is one thing to be respectful and hospitable. It certainly is important for us not to allow, you know, others to mistake kindness for stupidity. Thank you, Mom, for sharing, if you would.
Yes. Try to get in the call before it go off.
Yes, Mom. Take care. Have a great weekend. All right, let's take another caller. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hey, good afternoon, Sterling.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good, buddy. Good. I've been waiting, trying to call, but Suzanne finally got me through, calling here from the back again.
Glad you got through, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I good to hear you too. Good to hear you. I was talking this morning to the regarding the situation of the high water mark on the beaches and the land. The minister, the leader of the opposition this morning was there at OC's.
Yes. For the record.
Yeah, for the record. Yeah, and I brought a question to them regarding the same issue that government had swept under the table years ago, that they're supposed to take control of the same problem with landowners on the beach. Now he kind of twisted up and started talking about on the street side. I'm not business about on the street side. Everybody know the laws of the street side. You have to maintain that and keep that clean. We understand that. We are talking about the high water mark on the bay. on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
because for years, Sterling, we walk these areas, we fish these areas, and now as the people with the money come around, purchase these lands that our poor people can't afford to purchase, they buy them, and they tend to put a marina or a boat ramp or whatever the laws permit them to put there, and they shift their markers and put it right where you can't even see it out in the sea egg. I call it sea egg bottom, and say that they own the whole entire thing. I understand that the laws give different between Little Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Grand Cayman. I understand the planning laws are different. But here on the Brac, you can go to the bayside and you can see the part survey and the lands and survey put them original markers, meaning that up to 10 feet from that water line to the 10 foot up on the shore, that is for access for people to cross, which gives us the right to say we can walk across the properties. Now these people comes out and they call police on us as locals and say we are trespassing on their property. And the bad thing about it is, Sterling, the police comes, they don't know what the law states. They don't know what the regulations are between the land and survey regulations or whatever, and they just come and say, listen, you need to come off the people's property or you get arrested or whatever circumstances may be. These people come here, buy these lands or build whatever they come to do. And our laws in the Cayman Islands doesn't even give them the rights to say, give us the rights. And when they're getting ready to build or they buy the property, the laws should state, listen, you own to a certain distance on the shores, but only to the 10-foot mark from the high water mark.
You
that gives us access.
Right. Sorry, I just want to make sure you referenced 10 foot. I just want to make sure I didn't misunderstand you. Are you saying that as an example, or is that what you take to be the public right of way, that 10-foot access between the water and sort of the land?
Well, I'm using just
as an example. Okay.
Yeah, as an example.
Okay.
Whether 10 feet or I don't
right.
think it much more over 10 feet.
Right. No, because what I understood, and I did inquire with a number of people, including some of the legal luminaries in our community, that said the practice was, and the law was, that it was from the vegetation. And because of, you know how sea grapes and cocoa plum used to grow, they only grow so far, no further into the sand. So the beach itself, right, that was what, and even the bird grass had its limitations, right? That was what was the public's use. And one individual, my description of him, you know, he is avid sort of a tree person who understands, you know, agriculture and horticulture and all sorts of cultures, perhaps except our own. He said now that we've had a lot of invasive species, and to some extent, even the Casuarina, that in some cases is being planted deliberately because it'll grow from the Barber Green, as he put it, out to the Pan Shoals, right?
Yeah.
Straight into the sea. And if that's a challenge, then we need to do what you say. Make sure that if there's not a clearly defined law, if it's not properly understood by all of us, you know, the private owner, the police officer, every person, so that there's no, you know, discontentment.
Exactly.
All right, man.
Exactly. Because you find homes on the south side, on the north side of the island, especially Cayman Brac. And once you venture near those properties and go near that water edge, man, all of a sudden, you don't even have people in the house, but all of a sudden you see some water people at the door.
Yep.
And the next thing you see marine officer coming or police officer coming. We are in Cayman. We are in Cayman, and we don't even have the rights to walk in a way we can no more. It's sad. But anyway, Sterling.
Thank you.
Have yourself a good weekend.
You too. And enjoy it, be safe, have fun. And to those listening, the scholars, you know, we talk about beach accesses and we think somehow Grand Cayman, we think 7 Mile Beach, but it's across Grand Cayman, all districts, but it's also on our sister islands. Let's take one final call. Good afternoon, welcome, thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Young lady.
I'm asking somebody to help me. I need to speak to somebody at GAB, I hate that, GAB. 949-7900. I'm calling, and I called 4 times. Tried to get the operator by dialing 0. Nothing is happening. Mr. Franz Manderson, oh my God, when I was in school like a millennium ago, my in business class, the first thing they told you, communications, you out there seeking and propping. I'm trying to prop up world-class civil servants. Your basic communication system inside of the government administration building really needs some attention. It bad. And every time now that I can't get through when it seems unreasonable, I will put it on in a talk show or in a Facebook that I can find, because I know I can't understand. I went to work in the 1970s, and we tended the international globe through them all long switchboard with them all long cords, and they were stripping all over the place. Now we got finger touch and talk back and all kinds of scam, and you can't pick up a call for once somebody gone for lunch or gone to the bathroom. It is what? No, that's the government administration building. That I feel like that's mine. So I need some attention. Somebody pick up the phone down there at Gab, please. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay, man, so you change that if somebody get on the phone now and call after me or call tomorrow, because this man said this is the last call, because I'm not pretending.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you for that, too. And as the caller shares, it may just be a very, very high demand. It may just be us recognizing that, wait a minute, there aren't as many of us doing this as we think. It maybe just be a reassignment, a readjustment, a reallocation, who knows. But to the caller, thanks for highlighting that, and not to be defensive of the civil service, but we know that same sort of thing, because of perhaps the employment of technology, happens when we call, many private sector organizations. A nice voice prompt comes in and say, please listen carefully, our options may have changed, and for Susan press 1, and for Sterling press 2, and we press, and next thing you know, nothing. So we know it happens, right? Let's address it. If we take the human out of human, how can there be humanity? Well, join Mr. Ort for the record Monday morning. His Excellency will be a guest, and we're graciously will have the governor on as well on Monday as part of our planned discussions. We want you to be a part of that. Other things always unfold, but we're always excited about having those discussions. We invite you to have a great weekend. Before we end, a couple of quick things. One of the listeners shares that in regard to one of the callers that were talking about the supply of those lights that we see in the cars and the other fixtures that are in the vehicles. Perhaps we need to speak to them, and perhaps they need to be advised that they need to start bringing in these things, because if you can't get those items, you can't install them, and therefore, if there's a law against it, you can't use it. But again, what are we doing in our society as the individual to be considerate and cognizant of actions and the way it may negatively impact our neighbors in our communities? And when it happens, what are we doing as members of a community to say, wait a minute, no, that's not quite how we want to do it. Not with violence, not with aggression, not with any offense, but with a sense of example and direction and counsel. I'm facing a particular issue in my community that isn't adjoining or adjacent, but it affects the quality of life of all. And if we continue to believe that somebody else is going to do something, it may not happen. We benefit from the good things that happen, but we should not be free riders and allow other people to do it so we can enjoy it. We need to draw alongside. We also need to recognize that, as the late President John Kennedy in the U.S. talked about, when something needs to be done, if not now, when, if not me, who? Well, please have a wonderful, safe, excellent, and enjoyable weekend. Many of you will be out and about as part of the carnival. The Juve that was last weekend, I know some of you are still recovering from that. Others of you might think just because you're 50, you can still go out and party like you're 25. And you might be able to, just be safe, be smart, enjoy yourselves. And don't do nothing your mama wouldn't be proud of, because Mother's Day is on Friday. And as the former premier and some of his cohorts in the legal and education professions as part of the mothers group way back when, well, they've grown up now and matured and become gentlemen. but they can still party at heart. So enjoy yourselves, please. But be mindful, that one day, unlike when we were younger, the difference between our misbehavior then and now is that there wasn't social media then. So just be mindful. I'm just telling you. Listen, have a wonderful time. Thank you for the honor and the privilege to sit here. God's willing, I'll continue with the strength, the health, and the humility to see you again on Monday. And a blessed, loving, happy, wonderful Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there. Even though we don't show our love, it's there. Even though we don't show our appreciation, it's there. Even though we misbehave and misstep, as the Premier now says, it doesn't mean that we're not, appreciative of your guidance, your nurturing, your love, and your counsel. Until Monday, be blessed.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.